This MAGA right-winger on Twitter tweets out, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. All right, Elon Musk is out of control, dude. This guy is out of control because he just sparked an entirely new round of MAGA infighting on Twitter and also exposed the raw hypocrisy of the modern day MAGA movement, all because we learned that Elon doesn't just have 12 children that he likes to neglect, but he has a secret 13th child. Elon Musk has had a secret 13th baby that he still likes to neglect, and he still refuses to even interact with this kid. But the hypocrisy in this story is stunning, because let me just say really quickly, we're not trying to point out flaws in the baby or flaws in the mother. We're not trying to make moral judgments. I don't even care about that. I'm just trying to point out the raw hypocrisy in the conservative movement. I'm trying to highlight how conservatives are eating each other alive over this story, and I do think it's fair to point out the hypocrisy of the mother, for example, who said just a few years back that she wants to be a traditional conservative and live the life of a conservative who has a husband and who lives on a farm with horses and multiple kids that they can raise until they are old, yet she now has a baby with Elon Musk, who couldn't care less about, number one, his children, number two, having a cohesive family structure, or number three, the mother. Elon Musk couldn't care about any of this, so it was wild to see a right-wing MAGA influencer on Twitter tweet out, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. You are absolutely joking. And let me just break down how we got here, because this story actually spans back a few years. All that I ask is that you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and let's just start with some of the MAGA conservative reactions to this. And let me tell you, this story is splitting conservative commentators right down the middle. It's dividing the hell out of them, because you originally had this group of conservative pundits who came out and they were trying to be supportive, which isn't really that weird. It's a nice thing to do. They were saying, hey, we'll pray for you and the kid. We really need more babies on this planet, so this is a good thing. But it's kind of antithetical to what conservatives have been saying for the past few years. They are always railing against single mother households. They are always railing against fathers who aren't present, and they are always trying to promote this traditional family structure. Even the mother has tried to say this in the past. So after this supportive group came out, you had another group of conservatives who came out and said, wait a minute, this isn't what we're for at all. Let's run down what's going on here. John Root, one conservative, said, protecting your baby is admirable, but I cannot understand why this is being celebrated by conservatives. Ashley St. Clair is another example of how promoting, quote, traditional family values is all a grift, which is true. This woman has been seen as a leader among conservative influencers. Really? We don't need to shame her, which is true. None of this is to shame anybody, by the way. I'm not trying to shame the mother here, but we're just pointing out the hypocrisy. We don't need to shame her, but this is not conservative or based. Call it what it is. A selfish decision by both Elon and Ashley, leading to a baby out of wedlock that will unfortunately grow up without a father in the home, like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other kids. This is awful, says this commentator. What happened to, quote, I just want a husband, 2 kids, and a small farm? Oh wait, it was all a grift. And they show that Ashley St. Clair, after she released a statement, which we'll read in just 1 second, we see that all these conservative commentators are congratulating her, which, like, on its face isn't that weird, but you are congratulating something that you've tried to tear down for years, which is a single-parent household. Robbie Starbuck said, congrats, Ashley. The world needs more based babies. It's none of the media's business, and it's vile that they planned out your private business and Elon's. Kids should be off limits. I mean, the world does probably need more babies, but not born to single-parent households. Ideally, we want 2 parents. I sound like a conservative now, but here's the thing. If we just take a step back before we read the rest of these, what liberals have always advocated for is more freedom in the family structure. We don't care whether you have 2 moms, whether you have 2 dads, whether you have 1 dad or 1 mom, or a father and a mother. We don't care. We want you to have all of the resources at your disposal so you can succeed, so that your child is able to succeed. I do not give a shit if there are 2 dads in a home, if there is 1 mom in a home, or if there's just a mother and a father. Either way, we need to provide the resources for these people to succeed, but conservatives don't think like that. They have been saying for years, we need to make sure that households only consist of a mother and a father. They don't want any gay parents. They don't want lesbian parents. They try to disincentivize single-parent households in ways that are very crude. You've all heard this wild conservative rhetoric, so it's even more wild to see conservatives now like, hey, maybe it's good that Elon Musk is going around and just knocking up a bunch of mothers and then leaving them. Someone else said, congrats on your baby, Ashley. I'll pray for you guys. Even Matt Gaetz said, this child has incredible genetics. Much love to this wonderful family. But like, I'm just going to say it. They're treating a very odd situation like it's very normal. I mean, Elon Musk is not going to be present in this kid's life ever. And rather than acknowledging that and saying, hey, I know it's going to be tough, but you're going to get through, blah, 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 they say much love to this wonderful family, which is like pouring salt on the wound. I mean, yes, the mother and the child, they'll make a wonderful family, but Elon Musk just dipped out of that family entirely. Someone said, God bless you and your family, Ash. That's not that weird to say. Someone said, congratulations, Ashley. Pay the haters no heed. You have the ultimate blessing. And again, we're not trying to hate here, but we can go through a bunch of Ashley's old tweets. Like she said, in 2020, she tweeted out, I just want a husband, 2 kids, and a small farm already. And then she said, this was not an invitation for marriage requests. Please stop. Then she said, I'm not sure how a tweet talking about my desire for a traditional family value in life makes me a thought or attention seeker, but the internet gets dumber every single day. And she's not an attention seeker for saying that, but is it not odd to claim over and over that you want a traditional family structure and then to have a child with the richest man in the world who is obviously going to leave you? And again, I'm not trying to make any moral judgments. People make mistakes. My mom had me at a very young age. And I'm not going to make a judgment about that. But if my mom were out there like Elon Musk and Ashley St. Clair saying that you shouldn't have children out of wedlock and you should be a certain age before you have a... If she were being a direct hypocrite, I would find it weird in a very, very similar way. Like, here's a great example. Ashley St. Clair tweeted out a year ago, or almost 2 years ago now, Vivek just called out the system for financially incentivizing single motherhood. This is exactly what I was talking about 2 minutes ago. Conservatives will constantly rail against family values that they don't deem to be traditional or good enough, yet they'll embrace it when it's somebody on their side, which is odd. But let's read the original tweets. Ashley St. Clair, this MAGA right-winger on Twitter, tweets out, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety, but in recent days, it has become clear that tabloid media intends to do so regardless of the harm it will cause. Now, I'm not saying the media should be going out there and talking about the baby or like attacking the baby. Obviously not. But if you're going to have a kid with the richest man in the world who is currently working in the government, yeah, this is going to come out. Yes, the story is going to come out, and anybody could have telegraphed this. Another MAGA right-wing commentator on Twitter points out what I'm trying to point out. Quote, nearly every single conservative influencer is congratulating a twice single mom on yet another out-of-wedlock child with a man who has zero intention on marrying her. Elon is a degenerate and shares criticism for his actions too. I see you all in the replies. You're pathetic. And he's probably referring to a lot of these conservative commentators who were super happy about it in quotes in the replies, but they're only happy because they're trying to gain favor with Elon Musk. And the quartering is right to point out the hypocrisy here. Now, he is this crazy far-right guy too. I don't agree with anything else the quartering says, but when he says that conservatives are kind of weird and hypocrites for cheering on Elon Musk going around impregnating a bunch of single mothers and then just leaving them, yeah, that is kind of odd, and it kind of goes against what Elon Musk says he believes in.
Tonight that Elon Musk had another kid, this time with an individual, Ashley St. Clair, that he may or may not have met in his Twitter replies. And that is right, you heard that correctly. This is Elon Musk's 13th child. I don't know with how many women. I think it's up to 8 or 9 now. Tonight, in an all-time Friday news dump, Ashley St. Clair released a statement saying, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. What a sentence. What a 2 sentences for a graphic. I've not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety, which makes sense. But in recent days, it has become clear that tabloid media intends to do so regardless of the harm it will cause. Now, it is kind of shitty of the media to leak this, but also, if you have a kid with Elon Musk, it's it's gonna, it's gonna get out. No better way to announce Elon Musk has had another kid than with some Latin. Romulus Maximus, is that what he called himself or something? Kind of pick me from Ashley saying like, oh, please interact with my tweet, Elon.
She's still being pick me. And what he means is that when you put Latin in the tweet like Ashley is, you're kind of begging Elon Musk to come and like reply to you or to bite on what you posted.
Now, who is Ashley St. Clair? She is somebody I would describe as a conservative influencer. She's very popular, hundreds of thousands of followers across social media platforms. And as the saying goes, if I have a baby with Elon Musk, you won't know, but there will be signs. There were signs on Twitter. She tweeted out, Wagner chief says his forces will pull back. And then he goes, the pull-out method, Elon Musk. And then he goes, speaking personally, I obviously prefer the pull-in method. This was June 2023. He got Ashley pregnant about 6 months later. She replied to this, go to horny jail, bonk. He may have went to jail, but it was a 6-month sentence because he got out. Seems like they met for the first time back in May 2023. Ashley once wrote a book, Elephants Are Not Birds. It was a children's book. I think it was a top seller.
It was a children's book about trans people. Actually, more specifically, it was anti-trans. You can tell by the title, Elephants Are Not Birds. The entire thesis of it was that like men are not women or whatever the hell. But yeah, it's a wild story, and it's wild how you can watch it all unfold on Twitter. I mean, they were flirting on Twitter. I'm sure, you can safely guess the impetus of their entire relationship was based on tweets, and I'm sure Elon slid into her DMs, and now she has Elon's child. This dude is out of control, and I'll leave it at that. And really quickly, I think we can all agree that social media is often at the heart of the misinformation and disinformation in our political landscape. Right now, Twitter is a mess that amplifies all of Trump's lies in the algorithm, and I was equally as surprised to hear that Meta appears to be giving up any guardrails to ensure honest information is shared on their platforms like Facebook or Instagram. This article headline reads, Meta is ending its fact-checking program in favor of a community notes system similar to X. Over 750 outlets have covered Meta ending fact-checking on their platforms. And out of the 772 total news sources, 114 of them lean left, 117 of them lean right, and 128 of them are centrist. Being able to see the framing side by side makes it finally possible to cut through the different narratives, and that's exactly why I'm partnering with Ground News for this video. Ground News is an app and a website that gathers related articles from around the world into one consolidated place, but they give you context about each source's political leaning, they give you context about the factual reliability of each source, and most importantly, they tell you who owns each source of news. This lets you see through the bias and think critically about the news you're consuming, all in a single, easy-to-read feed. And because they're a long-term partner to my channel here, I can get you a fantastic discount, which is 40% off for a limited time on their Vantage plan. So the next time that you feel like you're being pushed or persuaded, or you just want another point of view, check out Ground News with my unique link, ground.news/AM. Or in the description below, you'll get the full link and you can get the full picture.